Oh, man, I'm blessed by the best, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, man, dope, man. Great to speak to you, man. Another Atlantean.
Yes, sir.
Ah, man, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, man?
Okay, yeah, no doubt. I am known as Brutha War, and I've been doing inspirational, socially conscious gospel rap for many years. And I do this type of music because I never really set out to have a label. You know, people argue about labels all the time as far as, like, rapper that's Christian or Christian rapper, all of that. I never really got caught up in that. I'm still not really concerned about that. But I am a person who always felt that I had a voice and I had a message and I had to speak about what was important to me. And God is real and God is important, is the most important thing in my life, or the most important being in my life. And so that's why I speak about God. I got to speak about what's true, what's real. And that's all my life. I just wanted to represent what was the truth and what was real. And so what I do, I consider it truth music because I'm speaking the truth that I know. And, you know, it's funny how people argue a lot about labels when we need to just support truth music. When people are speaking truth and speaking from the heart, man, we should support that, man. And so that's what I'm about.
Cool, man. And where does your name actually come from?
Well, it's you know, since I've been doing music for such a long time, there's kind of it's a long process of how this version of my name came about. But originally I was in a group called Brothers Grimm back in the day, and we were on Great Tree Records, which was kind of like, one of the first street-level gospel rap labels ever. And we had nationwide distribution, so some people out in the UK and a little bit international. So some people in the UK may have heard of Brothers Grimm. It was back around 2000, a long time ago. And anyway, so we had a lot more followers than I understood even back then. I meet people frequently that remember me from those days. But anyway, Brothers Grimm was the name. And so then as a solo artist, I went by Brutha War. And Brutha War basically means brother to all at war with the evil and the ills in this world, because Brothers Grimm actually started out as a revolutionary, socially conscious, I guess you could say gangster, but revolutionary group. We weren't a gospel group originally. And then, I was basically what people would call a backslider. And I still believed in the Lord, but I was struggling in my faith, and I didn't feel like I belonged with the traditional church. And but the awesome thing is, man, God came in and He used Brothers Grimm to reach a lot of the people in the hood, and it basically started as a evangelism to the hood and the gang members and stuff like that, and that mission hasn't really changed too much for me, even as a solo artist. So
that's really cool, man. So Brother Grimm was an evangelical music kind of tribe, but that you went out into the hood and you told people about Jesus through the relevant music. That's cool. And obviously, what you were saying then also, I think it represents me and also a lot of people out there that we don't really feel like we fit into the traditional church, and we find it hard to kind of find where we do fit in, So I guess that's a good message as well. That obviously, if you can put that in your music, then you probably will reach a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, brother. Coming from a socially conscious, I guess, quote unquote, revolutionary background, I mean, it's interesting because when other people study the scriptures, in particular the New Testament, I would look at it through a different lens. A long time ago, the Holy Spirit told me, read the Bible, but forget how others teach it, because I want to reteach. And not that I'm a great scholar or anything, but I'm a very seeking person. I'm a thinking person. I'm a spiritual person, and so I don't want to know a watered-down version of the truth. I want to know the truth. And, just like the Lord's Prayer says, let God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. There's so many scriptures that point to us being revolutionaries in this world, that we are supposed to bring change, and we are supposed to manifest the kingdom of heaven here while we're here, and not just wait to go, because the kingdom of heaven lives in our heart, in our hearts. And the kingdom of heaven is about love. It's about mercy. It's about grace. It's about transformation. It's about liberation, just like the last song, Prison Break, to heal the brokenhearted and set the captives free. And a church as usual, the stereotypical church, because I love the church. I love the true church, the spiritual church, the kingdom church. I love that church. But the churches and the way that it's sometimes, not always, of course, but often and frequently viewed, is more of a cultural phenomenon that sometimes has nothing to do with what God is really doing. You know what I mean? There's a spiritual church and there's a cultural church or churches. And so sometimes we don't feel like we fit in or belong with the way the cultural churches are constructed, because they're constructed like an organization when the body is an organism. The body is living and breathing, and it's an organism. And it's about love. It's about peace. It's about joy. It's about whatever is really true. And, that's one thing about people in the hood or the streets or the urban subcultures. They can detect when something ain't real. Even, and I've said this before, even fake people don't like fake people. You know what I mean? Even liars don't like to be lied to. And so, saying all that, we have to be the salt and the light of this world. And so it has to be genuine, it has to be authentic, and it has to be real, or we're not going to make a change, or we're not going to make the impact. And it's not about us just going to the kingdom of to heaven after we die. It's about us bringing the kingdom of heaven here, and God is holding us. He loves us, and I'm not saying everybody's going to go to hell because they didn't do enough in this world, but we are going to be held accountable for not fulfilling the Great Commission, man. We need to be filled with a passion and a compassion and a love for the lost. The Word tells us to evangelize, but the traditional church is more about having an exclusive club and hiding out from the world and acting like we're better than everybody else. And that is not the gospel. That is not the kingdom.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I really feel your heart in that, man. A lot of what you just said kind of reverberates into my own life as well, man. Because I'm on that case as well, man. I think that you're right. There is like a spiritual church, and there is, the real church, and there's kind of the church which is known in a lot of the churches worldwide, which is, I don't know, people kind of, pastors thinking they got to either dress a certain way or speak a certain way. You see a lot of the same. If you go to a lot of churches, it's almost like they're copying each other. They think that, everyone's got to do the same thing, and it's not. A lot of it isn't biblical or spiritual. It's just, I guess what's truth about it is that we are sheep, and they are kind of like following each other, rather than following God, I guess. So, yeah, I guess if more people were to live by the Holy Spirit, then we'd have a better church, wouldn't we, really?
Yes, and we already have a better church, but we just have to awaken it. And we have to introduce, because people think that coming to God is just believing a story. Even the demons believe and shudder. It's not believing a story. It's having a personal relationship with God. It's amazing, but the creator of the universe, who made the stars, who made the universe that has no end, that we physically, people trip off of eternity. It's hard for me to even fathom the idea or concept of eternity. But we live in the universe may never end. They can't find the end to it. So we actually live in a physical realm that's beyond our comprehension. So how much more the spiritual dimension? But anyway, saying all that, it's about a relationship. The creator of the universe wants a personal relationship. See, I have friends who are Muslim. My mother is Native American, so I learned a lot about Native American belief systems, and I have friends of various nationalities and backgrounds, diversity, religions. But But the reason I believe in Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah, above all other belief systems is because of the revelation of the Holy Spirit reveals the Son. Because the Son came to reveal God as our Father, not just as our Creator, not just as an all-powerful being, but as a good, good Father. And the Creator is love. He is our Father. He loves us in that type of a way beyond what we can understand. And what each human being truly desires deep down is that type of love, which we can only obtain from our Creator. And that's why Jesus, or Yeshua, is so important. He came to bring the connection and reveal our Creator as Father. No other belief system truly has that understanding. I just really want to inspire people, man, because this society and the way the world is so oppressive and it's so twisted that it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to lose focus. It's easy to lose hope. And it's easy to feel like maybe God's not real, maybe God's not with us, but He is. So I'm excited to have opportunities to share that with people and let people know the reality of God, not just the Creator, but that He's with us and that He loves us and that there's always hope and that something greater. Many of us feel deep in our hearts that our lives were meant to be something more significant and greater, and the good news is that they are. We just have to step into it.